Hello there, everybody, and today I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite female Star Wars characters. I picked 5 characters that I think I really enjoyed overall. It can be part of the new canon, the old canon, or otherwise known as Legends, but we might as well get started. Number 5 for me is Bastila Shan from Knights of the Old Republic. So I really like this character. At first in the game, you have to rescue her, and you're going on this big quest to find her until you finally do. If you go further in the terrace level of Knights of the Old Republic, where you first start off in the hub world, once you learn that you're a Jedi, she trains you really well. She helps you get to the Jedi Temple. You get your lightsaber, and you basically sort of become her apprentice. But the other thing about her character is she apparently wiped Darth Revan's memory, and that becomes a main plot point throughout the game, where you slowly, spoilers, find out you're Darth Revan. And Bastila Shan is just so badass looking of a Jedi. I love her yellow lightsaber. Her voice actor is really good. Jennifer Hale, I think her name is. She's really good as Bastila Shan. You just feel the Jedi energy in her voice when she does that Bastila Shan voice. Overall, I don't know if I've seen her in other Star Wars stuff. It's probably just Knights of the Old Republic. I think later she would have a family member called Steela Shan. Later in the old, or not the old one, but the new Old Republic game, which had Darth Malgus in it. Bastila Shan is a fun character. She also got Battle Levitation, I think it's called, where she basically can just kill a bunch of armies of characters with just that force ability, which is a wild trait to have for a character. Next is Sabine Wren. So I've always had a thing for Sabine. I feel like she was the Star Wars crush for me, but she's a Mandalorian, and she has gone through a lot throughout the whole Star Wars phase. She basically started off as a character in Rebels who was part of the Ghost Crew, had a somewhat mysterious backstory until we finally learn about her tragic backstory, where she had family issues because they joined the Empire. Sabine was part of the Empire, but she decided to defect from it. But apparently, one of the projects she was working on was apparently meant to hurt other Mandalorians, and she thought she destroyed it until it randomly pops up back again in season 4 of Rebels, where she finally is able to use the Darksaber to destroy the weapon, and she's forgiven by her people, and she's able to unite all the Mandalorians together. And later she does help the Rebels secure Lothal, and it's quite a great story for Sabine, and the way they written her in Ahsoka, a lot of people don't like for some reason, but I sure do love Sabine and her character. Once she saw, spoilers, Ezra Bridger on the planet he's been trapped on, once they hugged, I just felt the brother-sister-like bond between the two. You just felt it. And it's really well done if you're a big Rebels fan like I am. So Sabine is just a badass Mandalorian, from a troubled Mandalorian to using the Darksaber after retrieving it from Maul in that one episode of Rebels, to becoming a true Rebel hero. So that's why Sabine is number 4 for me. But as for number 3 is, I think it's Mara Jade. Mara Jade always looked super cool to me. She always looked pretty. I love that red hair. She started off as a bounty hunter at first, and then she became an agent of Emperor Palpatine. But after his death, I think she continued being a bounty hunter. I think I'm getting the history mixed up, so sorry. But the main thing she's known for is being the wife of Luke Skywalker, which was super cool to learn about. But George Lucas, for some reason, did not like Mara Jade. I'm not sure why he didn't. Probably because he was against the idea of Jedi getting married. But overall, I think it was a cool choice to have Mara Jade be married to Luke Skywalker. But unfortunately, spoilers, Mara Jade dies by the hands of her nephew, Jason Solo. And I think she just lived on in spirit through the Jedi as Luke continued to fight in the Second Galactic Civil War. So, Mara Jade, I don't know who would voice her, and some people want her to be in the new canon, but like, honestly, it honestly doesn't seem possible at this point, since, Luke didn't have a wife in the new canon. But honestly, she doesn't have to be the wife in the new canon. She can honestly just be her own character. But people are very opinionated about the whole Mara Jade debate. But honestly, I think the character is a lot of fun. Then that's why she's number 3. But number 2 for me is Ahsoka Tano. I always loved Ahsoka. All the way back in like later seasons of the Clone Wars, people thought Ahsoka was annoying at first. And people were against the idea of Anakin having a Padawan. But I actually liked the idea of Anakin having a Padawan because it further shows his downfall to the dark side, because he basically pushed all his friends away, his wife away. He basically caused her death. But for Ahsoka, it was always like master and apprentice to her, and even devastated Anakin when Ahsoka got framed for murder and bombing of the Jedi Temple. And when Ahsoka got to clear her name with the help of Anakin, she decided to just not want to be part of the Jedi anymore. And then eventually she becomes like her own figure. She first wants to stay low for a little while until she is brought on the Siege of Mandalore. She fought Darth Maul. So many highlights. She eventually joins the Rebel movement, and we see her do a lot of fun stuff in the Ahsoka show, where she fought Baylan Skoll, Shin Hati, her relationship with Huyang and Sabine. I would like to see more of that relationship between the two in Season 2, for why Ahsoka and Sabine were strained. That's probably the one issue I had with the show. But overall, Ahsoka has always been amazing of a character. She'd probably be number 1 for a lot of you people, since a lot of people either like Ahsoka or they don't, because they feel the character is being oversaturated. I honestly don't care if she's oversaturated. I enjoy the Ahsoka character. Ashley Eckstein is amazing as Ahsoka. Like, I couldn't see anyone else voicing her. Also, Rosario Dawson is awesome as Ahsoka. Going from Ahsoka the Grey to Ahsoka the White. Kind of like Gandalf. That's what makes Ahsoka so badass. But, I don't have any honorable mentions, but number 1's very obvious. It is Leia, played by the amazing Carrie Fisher. It's very unfortunate that Carrie Fisher is no longer with us. I recently saw an episode of her in Family Guy, but the main thing about Carrie Fisher was her role as Princess Leia. Leia is not afraid to fight back in the rebellion. Like, she's not I think Carrie Fisher once said she's not a damsel in distress. She's able to just fight back. She even pushes, I don't know, she annoys Han Solo, or Han tries to annoy her, and it's like a cutesy relationship, and the two get married, and they do give birth to Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. But the main thing about this is Leia is a twin to Luke Skywalker, and I am also myself a twin, and that's the one comparison I had with Star Wars, being able to relate to Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. Leia has always been iconic, in my opinion. Overall, I think she's an amazing character in all of Star Wars. From all the way to New Hope, all the way to her very end in The Rise of Skywalker. I know they couldn't really show Carrie Fisher in Episode 9 other than just archived footage, but they managed to pull it off. But overall, I could go on all day about Princess Leia. I think she was meant to be a Jedi, but she decided not to. but in like the Legends timeline, she kind of was a Jedi. I don't know. But overall, Princess Leia is an amazing princess. Probably my number one princess besides the Disney princesses overall. But that's my top 5 favorite female characters in all of Star Wars. So what's your top 5? And maybe I should do more for Star Wars characters if you really like me to. Maybe I'll do top 10 Jedi. That should be fun. Besides, we've done underrated characters, but now we do my favorite. So, anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching. May the Force be with you always.